What's up, everyone? So first, I want to thank or give a shout out to Jason Black, who did an excellent video on the Passport Brothers, specifically about Auston Hollemon. So in case you guys don't know, Auston Hollemon is a very popular YouTuber and tweeter. So he has been promoting this. He's actually the face of Passport Brothers. Actually, I think he's a 23-year-old. He's a young man, but he's become the face of the Passport Brothers. But recently in Brazil, he had taken, from what I understand, he was taking pictures of women or taking pictures of girls, showing off the women of Brazil and trying to show American men or American black men why they need to go to Brazil. And apparently he didn't get clearance or permission from one of those girls to post her picture on his social media. So she went to the authorities apparently. And from what I understand, it's really hot for him over there. Like, I think he had to flee Brazil. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know all the details, but I know maybe either law enforcement or the feminist movement in Brazil. The streets are hot for him over there from what I know. So he had to flee. So I did, in case you guys don't know, this is part 2 to my video about Passport Brothers. I did a video on Passport Brothers a few months ago. And of course, I got a lot of heat for it. Not just in the comments, but people were actually messaging me, emailing me, telling me how, calling me names, all kind of names, because I'm not anti-Passport Brother, but I'm not pro-Passport Brother either, for very good reasons. So, and I think what happened to Mr. Auston Hollemon just proves my point. So first, this is not going to be a long video, but listen, things are not the best here in the States as far as the dynamic between men and women. So with that being said, first, for you Passport Brothers, the way you badmouth a lot of black women, as if you don't know that the white feminist movement was started by white women who were not happy with the treatment they were getting from white men. So right there's your problem right there, because you think that your issue with black women is strictly a black woman, black man issue. I think it's natural for men and women to have some type of contention for each other. I think it's natural because we both want something from each other. And a lot of times in the beginning, we don't trust one another. So sometimes games are played in the beginning, but we just live in an environment where everything is a game. Everyone is trying to get over. No one wants to invest in anyone. Everyone wants things up front. This is not isolated to black women, you know. So a lot of Hispanics are going through this. Asians are going through this. Arabs, for the most part, not to the degree that black women and black and white America's going through this, because we've been here both for so long. But every culture is going through this, like in this country, a real gender divide and a lot of contention between the sexes. So back to my issue with the Passport Brothers. Like, first of all, let me say something. I was a Passport Brother before you guys, but I never had to leave the country to do it, because there's so many in New York. And I'm not saying I have nothing against sisters. Let's get that straight. I have nothing against black women. I just happened to fall in love with a Filipina that was new to America at that time. And, you know, we started a family. We're divorced since. But yeah, we started a family. My two older kids are biracial. And but what I'm saying is I didn't have to leave the country to do it. I didn't have to learn another language to do it, because I lived in New York. I lived in New York. Right now, I live between New York and Philadelphia and Connecticut. And let me stop naming all these places. I forgot I'm on social media. You never know where somebody may pop up. But let's put it this way: I travel. So anyway, back to what I was saying. With you Passport Brothers, I'm going to tell you once again what my concerns are. Not dislike concerns is, if you don't realize, and this is a Dominican guy that said the same thing too. If you suck here, if you have low self-esteem here, you have no game, no confidence, no swag, guess what happens when you go to one of those other cultures? They see the same thing too. They're just keeping their mouth shut until they get here, and then they can just dump you and get the kind of guy they really want. I'll tell you a true story. I worked with a guy years ago when I was about 21 years old. He was a Jamaican guy. He was of Jamaican descent. Lived in America, But when he wanted to get married, he went back to Jamaica. Brought an 18-year-old woman back here. He said that was fine. You know, she was what you call coolie, a Dougal, meaning she was mixed with Indian from Jamaica. 18 years old. He said once she got her green card and he got her established where she can work, the game started. And to be explicit with you, he said one time she came home late. She used to just go out and come out late, and he just couldn't reach her no matter what. So he said this one particular night, she came in very late, like real late, maybe like in the AM hours. He woke up and she went in the bathroom. He got up and she didn't lock the door. He said he opened the bathroom up and she was washing herself. But he said there was a real strong smell coming from her. And she was washing herself. So you know what that means. Most likely she was intimate with someone that ejaculated in her. You know, so, and he said that she would not tell him the truth no matter what. But he said he had gotten so angry with her that he really thought he was going to kill this girl. So eventually he comes to find out she leaves him. She left him because her boyfriend from Jamaica finally got his papers to come here. So she was just stalling all that time until she had the right to work and until her boyfriend got here from Jamaica, and then she left him. Another thing about you passport brothers that you don't realize is a lot of the women that you're getting over there, and this is number 2. This doesn't have to be in any numerical order. I'm just naming my issues with them. A lot of times the women that you get it from those other countries are actually the prostitutes and the hoes and the sluts from those countries. I kid you not. So I worked with a guy who was a DJ, but he came from the military, so he used to travel. But I wish I could remember what country he was in. It was one of those European countries. But he said one of his friends in the army married one of these. But he was in the army. When he joined the army, he had a friend that had already been in the army for a while. So they met up when he was in that country with him where he was stationed. So he said he went to visit him at his house. He had his wife there and all of that. But he said she was just so friendly, always so touchy-feely, like touching on everyone. Like the moment they met, they would meet her. She would come and hug them, and like a real sensual hug. So he said, yo, what's up with your wife? And he said, his friend told him, oh, you know, she used to be, she was a prostitute there. And he met her and fell in love and married her. And the guy who's telling me this story doesn't know I'm very analytical. So I'm listening to the story like, what the fuck? So that means this guy went all the way to another country, military, and married a woman that was a local slut. That didn't even stop her ways, because the way he made it sound, the way she was touching on them, she was looking to kind of make her own little money under the table while married to this guy. You guys don't think about that. My point, not to mention, like I said before, the story I told in my last video is I saw a news report or a small documentary on, I think it was Thailand, where this woman was saying that she had like 7 different men sending her money because they all thought they were the father of her child. So she would hustle soldiers. This Taiwanese lady, she would always meet these white soldiers, let them have sex with her, and then tell all of them that she told all of them that she was pregnant. But she already knew who the real father was. But she did this, I guess, back to back. So she had to hustle tight. So she met all these different soldiers coming through, stayed and keeps in touch with all of them, sends all of them the same pictures of her child saying that they are the father. And they all think that they are the father of her child. So she's getting 7 incomes in Thailand or wherever. Wherever. Off of 7 different men for this one child. So she's making a living on that. And I tell you, I saw another document, same show, I think it was the same report, where it was a Mexican woman and how they showed she would go to the library to use the computer. And she said she uses it because she gets money from American men and men in Britain. And she has all these men sending her money because they all think that she's their woman. So she runs to the computer, has all these boyfriends, makes time to message all of them, tell them she loves them, sending pictures, dirty talk, and all of that. And then because they think that she's their woman, they got locked down in Mexico. They're all sending her money. So my man, why would you sign up for that? You might as well just deal with the chick right here in America that's playing games with you. You have more control over that. You don't know what's going on over there. You can't just pop up. And another problem is you get over there. Look what's happening I think in Colombia right now. I forgot what's the name of that drug, but there's a drug that a lot of women in Colombia, they're in these little organized hustle groups where They're putting a drug in guys' drinks. And I think it's truth serum, putting it, and then these guys are getting to this lethargic state, honest state, and they're high during that time off of this drug and telling these women where their money are, where their money is, their bank accounts, their all of this, until they snap out of it and these women are gone. I kid you not, look this up. This is a real strong hustle in Colombia right now, but the authorities have been alerted. But do you really think the authorities give a shit when they know that they're clowning you dudes from America? Do you think they really give a shit? They're probably in on it too. So that means that you guys are running all the way over there, meeting these women in bars. They're really hot. Of course they're going to be sexy. You're buying drinks for them, showing out. And when your back is turned, because they said a lot of times it'll be like 3 women all approaching one guy. So now your ego is inflated, right? You're thinking, hey, I'm gonna get all this action tonight. So you can't keep your eye on all 3 of them. So one of them is slipping something in your drink. I forgot the story one guy told where he actually blew the whistle. He said he brought the women back to his hotel room. And he said I think he went to the bathroom. And when he came out, he took a sip. And he said he started feeling funny. He said the moment he started feeling funny, he threw them out of his room. And they kept fighting him. He said he threw them 2 women out of his room and locked the door. And he said suddenly, out of nowhere, it kicked in, the high. And he knew that they drugged him. So I guess him telling his story and reporting it, then other stories started coming out from other guys. Because the thing is, when guys get played like that, you sometimes don't want to tell nobody what happened to you. You don't. You want to keep it to yourself. So once again, man, so for you passport brothers out there, my biggest thing to you, like I said, don't make a mockery out of your woman. Don't do that. Don't do that. And you can call me a simp. I'm not a simp. My thing is I have a black mother. I have 2 black sisters. I have 2 daughters. So, and I love my mother. I love my sisters. I love my daughters. We have great relationships. You know, when my daughter tells me like a guy, I have very beautiful daughters. And when guys are like young guys, so I'm talking about why are guys this young? You have very young guys that are buying into this whole passport brother manosphere ideology. And they're being really mean, especially they're really mean to pretty girls because they already believe that pretty women are mean and that they deserve to be mistreated because they're spoiled. A lot of times, believe it or not, you hear some pretty women talk. A lot of them are single. A lot of them, they say that no one approaches them. A lot of them will say that guys are afraid to approach them. So a lot of them are single. And then sometimes you see them out with a guy you may call ugly or fat. And you think it's all about the money. No, maybe he was the only dude confident enough to approach them. Listen, I had a friend years ago that was not the best looking guy. I tell you that he was not good looking. I won't say his name. But we all used to laugh at how physically unattractive he was. But whenever we went out, if there was a group of beautiful women, you know, sometimes you have these beautiful women that roll in cliques with nothing but pretty chicks, and they'll have one chick that's like the outhouse pet or whatever, the chick that's there to be security for them, to cock block. But he would walk up to the prettiest women and start shooting his game. And you know what? They were flattered. They used to laugh. I knew they were laughing because they couldn't believe that he actually thought he had a chance. That they were laughing at that, but they were also laughing. But they never dissed him. I never saw them diss him. They would say, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. That's so sweet, but have a boyfriend. But they never dissed him. Because I know that they were impressed at the fact that he had the courage to approach them. He didn't care if he got dissed. He didn't care. And a lot of times women are looking for men that just are bold. Now, listen, I get it. I don't want to make a fool out of myself and no one. I love myself that much, and I hope you love yourself that much too. But what I'm saying to you, passport brothers, is you would have better luck here. Now, listen, there are success stories over there. There are plenty of them. But I also question when it comes to Auston. I also question his intentions. What is his true intentions? Now, Jason brought it up. Jason Black said that he thinks this brother is some type of sexual deviant. And I'm wondering that too. I think not just him. A lot of these passport brothers, listen, just be honest about it. You're young and you're horny. Listen, I would respect passport brothers more if they would say, I am young, I'm horny, I can't get as much sex here, I don't have enough money to get it here, so I'll go over to these countries and I go over there to get my thing on, I think you would be more honorable if you were just honest about it. People may not like you, they may hate you, but at least you're being honest about what your intentions are. But the way you're talking right now, reckless, we know what it is, because now how you know? Because you have so much contempt for black women. So much. Like hatred. And not just black women, for all you manosphere guys. I lump you all in together. You have so much hatred for women. And that hatred, there's a thin line between love and hate. It's one thing if you had a dislike, because I'm over it. I know what the climate is. I know that 70% of women are only having sex with 20% of the men. Or 80% of the women only having sex with 20% of the men. I'm aware of it. I'm in that 20%, by the way. Always been in. But I say that to say there's a thin line between love and hate. A lot of your hatred of women, a lot of your hatred of black women, for you black brothers, for you passport brothers, is because you want them and you can't get them. And that's where the hatred, that's what the intensity really is. Now, see, I respect guys who, like my homeboy, he don't badmouth women. He don't get on social media and badmouth women at all. He knows that we live in a climate that legally, there is it's lopsided as far as the power dynamic between men and women in America. I will agree with you on that. Now, for those of you who say that's your reason, that's different. But if you went to another country and changed your citizen status, then I would believe you more that it was about the family courts. But you don't do that. You go over there, you go over there, you go on vacation, you have a bunch of sex, then you come back here and talk shit. That I'm not feeling. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. So what I would say to you is, stop the bullshit. Just be honest. Just say, listen, I can't get pussy here. I'm going to go over there and get some pussy. I can't get it here. I don't have the money. I don't have the swag to. But once again, I say to you, if you are a guy that has no style, no charm, it's a good show I tell people to watch is 90 Day Fiance. That's a great show to watch. I'm sure some of it is staged. Some of it is fake. But you could just look at the people. Because then, remember, reality show stars, they're not actors or actresses. These are real people. Now, the show may tell them to exaggerate some of what's going on in their lives, but their personalities, who they are, these are real people. You will see some of these guys that will go to these other countries. They love to go to Colombia. They love to go to Croatia and the Ukraine, Colombia. They love to go to those countries. But you'll find those same guys, when they get over there and they meet those women start to get annoyed with them. They start to feel like they're being smothered, but the women never cut them off. But you know why? Because the women still want to come here. But if you watch those shows, you see those women are so frustrated with how lame those guys are. And those guys want to sometimes getting their heart broken before the series even finishes and the relationship ends. Because why? Because they're scrubs here and they're going over there and finding out they're scrubs. So 90 Day Fiance is a show I would say you should watch. So anyway, don't mind all this white around me. Like I said, I'm out of town on business. I thought I'd make this video. For you guys that watch my other channel, you know what my businesses are. You know what I do for a living. So, yeah, I shouldn't have announced my whereabouts. Maybe when I edit this, I may take out my location because, actually, I might as well tell because I'm going to edit this. This ain't live. So anyway, like I said earlier, I travel between New York, Philadelphia, Connecticut, and Missouri, and South Carolina. So that's, so I'm on the go a lot. But anyway, so I'm not going to drag this out. I hope you like, share, and subscribe. Can you please check out my other channel? First, yes, once again, please like this video, share, and subscribe. Please comment. I forgot to give some advice to you passport brothers. And listen, I don't hate you at all. So please stop sending me very angry comments. I understand a lot of people talk so much crap about you. I think what hurt, why some of you were so upset with me was I hit the nail on the head in my video. I think once you actually, because a lot of black women come on here and say, oh, you just want to go over there, you're looking for a love slave, we too strong. That's not really what it is. That's why they can laugh at you and laugh at you black women when you make those kind of videos. They know what Jason Black said was the absolute truth. And I'm saying, I'm not going to put this out there about Auston Hollemon. I wonder if he had done something over there, why it's so hot for him and why you would have the authorities involved. I think it could be more than just a female saying he posted her picture. Who knows? I mean, he's not Andrew Tate popular for us to ever find out what all the logistics are, what all the details are. He's not popular like that for us to get all that information. But I will say, in my opinion, once law enforcement gets involved, and then you have people in that country saying they want to make a international broadcast to watch out for Passport Brothers, I think he did something. I'm sorry. I could be wrong, and I apologize to you, Mr. Hollemon, if I'm wrong. But I wonder if you did something. I wonder, when you said to Jason Black that you've been watching Brazilian, I think, porn since you were a little kid, since you were 6, you told on yourself. And Jason caught on to that, and he went after you on that, and you kind of fumbled your way out of that. But young man, I honestly wonder. Now listen, I took psychology, so I have a minor in human services, or sciences, excuse me. So, people kind of give me vibes, and most of the time I'm right. Most of the time I'm right. Just based on applying what I've learned in real life. You start to see patterns. Patterns is what you look for. And, I think, because he's very stoic when he talks. He's very cold when he talks. And usually people like that have another side to them that's very animated. He's very cold and wooden when he talks, very straightforward. He looks right in the camera. He doesn't show much emotion. And the thing that stuck out to me the most is when he said, I can be myself in Brazil. What the fuck does that mean? I can be myself in Brazil. What is yourself in Brazil? You can't be here. What is that? Because you could be a nerd anywhere. One thing you can't be here, and you can be if you got money. If you got money, yeah, you can be a sexual deviant here. Unless you burn the wrong person. But for the most part, America's full of the world is full of wealthy deviants that are into child, type of trafficking and all of that. So what does he mean by he can go to Brazil and be himself? My guess is he has some type of sexual fetish that ain't flying here if you ain't got no money. He may be into, who knows what he's into. But he's into something for him to say he could go there and be himself. He's into something. I don't know if it's cross-dressing, putting on her panties, beating the chick, letting her put a strap on him, whatever it is he's into. It's, who knows? I mean, I've heard some stories. I dated a girl who said she dated a guy who he would love her to put Pampers on him, treat him like he was a baby. He would lay down. She would have to lift his legs up, put powder on his butt, powder on his genitalia and all of that stuff, and put the Pampers on him. And this guy would, he would climax. Kid you not. So, I say, Mr. Hollemon, what are you into? So anyway, I'm not going to drag this out. I hope you like and share, subscribe, and comment. If you want to follow my other channel, which is Coach Mitchell H, where I talk about finances for people that don't know. I'm a real estate investor. I invest mostly in recovery and transitional houses, and I teach other people how to do that, how to get into property without actually having the capital to do it, how you can lease properties from commercial owners. And also I do coachings. I'm a product owner, so I have a huge commercial clients. So anyway, that is it. Thank you.